Absolutely. So enumeration could be easily described as the actions that you take to be able to obtain additional data on an attack surface. So that could be a network, that could be a website, that could be a directory service. So when you're doing enumeration, you're looking for artifacts that you can utilize to help you get further into a network. So for example, you're going to be looking for the ability to be able to interrogate directory services, the ability to be able to interrogate shares, the ability to be able to enumerate the open ports that might be on a network where you could take advantage of a specific vulnerability to be able to get deeper into a network and penetrate it. So at a very base level, that's what enumeration is. So one of the first things that people do once they get into ethical hacking is start to look at vulnerabilities within directory services specifically. Misconfigurations are one of the leading causes of breaches within networks, and the ability to be able to go through and do enumeration and find the cracks and the openings within a network is something that we utilize to be able to help our clients out to be able to secure their networks and harden their networks. So one of the key differences that I found after I took the course was that most people gloss over the importance of having specific ports secured and using secure methods to utilize common services within a network. So for example, one might enumerate a DNS service to be able to determine where a DNS server resides. If that's not secured, then somebody could force an attack upon DNS and be able to utilize that to be able to redirect people to a malicious site, for example. The other one was how many different ways that there are to be able to do enumeration on directory services and specifically take advantage of older NetBIOS services within Windows environments. So those are the big ones that I really came away from with increased knowledge. So enumeration is utilized by both the red team, the blue team, and the purple team, and it's used every day in their jobs. So for example, a red teamer is going to use enumeration once they have gained access to an environment to be able to determine where they're going to go next to be able to get deeper into a network. A blue teamer is going to utilize it to help them to be able to determine how they can harden a network. And a purple teamer is kind of in the middle of all that, trying to figure out how they can best eliminate the knowledge for their client and then also help them to do the securing as well. So every person within a hacking team is going to utilize those skills to be able to help them help their clients and be able to make things more secure. So the biggest tip and trick that I would leave someone with, actually I have two important ones. So if you're going to be trying to do penetration testing on a website, for example, one of the biggest flaws that developers leave behind for us to be able to exploit is not having the proper controls on user validation. So for example, if you try to log into a website utilizing a brute force attack, if it gives you any kind of indication that that user exists, then that helps you very quickly determine that you can utilize those credentials to be able to continue your brute force attack. If it doesn't have those type of flaws in it, then it makes it a little bit tougher to be able to get in. So on web attacks, that's a really important thing. The second one is insecure protocols that are still open within Windows environments, being able to interrogate LDAP directories to be able to gain access to user lists. That's a really important one that people will utilize once they get into the craft. And I think those two are really important.